So what are the steps required in whenever we are operating the problems to do with that of should be one-way analysis of variance, that is one-way Anova? What are the steps you should have to understand much about, and are the ones that you should have to follow them out? So the first step is that of state the hypothesis. So just like the way we discussed about the steps required in the hypothesis testing, and also in the Anova, we should have to state the hypothesis. So state the hypothesis. So state the hypothesis. And basically that is the null hypothesis and also alternative hypothesis. So given the typical problem, just have to identify what is the null hypothesis and what is the alternative hypothesis. So that is the first step to undergo with in the analysis of the variance, and basically for the one-way analysis of the variance. And then next step is that of find the critical values. So find the critical value. Find the critical value. And how do you find the critical value? We're going to understand how the critical values how the critical value is obtained. But just have to know that. And the critical value will be obtained upon having the knowledge of, now on the critical values will require what you call DFN. So what is a DFN? So should be DFN. That is a degree of freedom within. We'll be understanding how is the DFN is about, and also DF should be D. So this is the degree of freedom between. You'll be able to understand what is degree of freedom within and what is the degree of freedom between. And we should also have to understand about a K and also the value of N. What is the value of K? So the value of K is the number of So the value of K is the number of subjects. So the value of K is said to be the number of subjects. So we can have subject A, a subject B, or subject C. And if the problem is about, let's say, it's about the issues to do with, let's say, a medication, we can have the medication there, and let's say exercise, and we can have a diet, some sort of the health-wise stuffs. So if that's the case, then we have three. So should be this is a diet. So we have three subjects, that is medication, exercise, as well as the diet, based on the information that we are dealing with in the case that we have. But just have to know that. And how about the value of N? So the value of N is the the value of N is the number of the data values that we are having. So that is the number of the data values. You understand how all those things will be actually worked up to, but just have to know that the second step is that of find the critical value. And upon having the critical value, we should also have to understand that of now compute the test value. So the steps are the same the way we did on the hypothesis testing, but the way you should have to calculate all these things is different. So compute the test value. So compute the test value that is given as after the Z. And for this case, the test value in the hypothesis testing will now being symbolized as f. Actually, a test value should be in Anova. The test value, it is symbolized as f. That is the symbol for the test value in Anova. So you understand how the test value is calculated in the typical problem, but just have to know that. Only differs is the way you should have to calculate it, but the steps are the same as that we discussed in the hypothesis testing. And the fourth step is that of a decision making. So decision making. So that is the fourth step. And the fifth step is that of now summarization. And also the decision making will be based on the test value as well as the critical value. Right, the same way we discussed in the hypothesis testing steps will be also in the same part. The way we should have to calculate these values, that's what is going to differ, but the steps remains the same. So here, these are the steps you have to understand about whenever we are operating the problems to do with one-way analysis of variance, that is Anova. Thank you.